Good morning, my friends and everybody else. No one is forgotten here, even on the lowest level of what we can imagine, highest level of what we can imagine. We have no clue to this. Okay, my friends, I'm back. I'm here. My absence yesterday was because I was busy. Tired and busy. So today, coffee. Another topic. We should love every topic. But sometimes we have to talk about something that is hard and crazy. I'm crazy and hard at the same time. Yeah, you see my clock here. I realize now how stupid that was because whenever I put the video out, you will know the difference between when I did it and when I didn't do it and forgot all about it. So this is the new clock. I will keep track of time and you will see the time is going. It's just for you to believe. It's for me an indication, no, it's for me an intention that you should believe in time. And I'm the false prophet. I should write something false prophet. The false prophet. Who is talking? Someone said, I'm just a voice. Just a voice. With a message. I'm just that voice. Sometimes we don't like even what we are saying, talking about. So we have to be that vessel of our voice. I have to be that vessel that can express that voice. And Mr. John here didn't say words. I'm just a voice. And it bears even the deepest truth and fact, what he was saying. Because in his voice there were the profound message. In the voice, you hear me now talking, it's a certain voice to it. And we don't say we sing, but it's a song. That gave me a highly value of inspiration. I'm just a voice to these living souls that are left on this earth. Hello, my friends. I'm just a voice. The words, don't take it from me. It's not important that I have the words, as long as it is said. There are many titles that are behind every sentences and, what can you say, every deep, when there is some books or quotes in some magazines that say this and that, wisely put words with deep level of insight and experience. that he or she said that as a point to Bob Dylan say that, Jesus said that, he who comes to me will drink from the water that is everlasting. So what is that? My voice is just empty something that you hear. You can know that I'm talking by the pure fact that I'm beside you now. But my words is on a different level altogether. Maybe I have a pretty face sometimes. But don't take my pretty face for my words. Is it my words? It's just I'm a voice. That voice is a very Jewish way to say things, because it's kind of what we say have to be in a vessel kind of vehicle. So that is deep. That was too deep today. That was profoundly deep. And I don't know how to come around. Maybe that needed to be said in order to be just like that. Maybe things stops itself when you are minded your own thing. You're minded about what you are doing, how you look like. You see, the children, they grow up, they are oblivious to how they are expressing themselves, how they are looking, how small, big, beautiful, not so beautiful, how dirty, how clean, how... It's only the grown-ups that are minded of those things. And back in those days, I had this... my mom was very picky about what I should have on my body. And so many more did that. But my life, I wasn't that picky, because I thought it was a minor issue. It didn't strike me as something very important how I dressed. As you can see, I would love to have a nice dress, of course, but it's not important. I don't pay it much attention. And you see, when we grow up as children, at the age of 1, 2, 3, we are not so minded now about it. It is more, let me see this kind of environment, what it is. Can I find something funny now? Can I find something nice? What is it all about? It's complicated. It's not easy, but how can you say? How can you know? For the sake of it, sometimes we need to know the track from the childhood to the end. And in the beginning, you are not so preoccupied with yourself. You are not so much ashamed if you did something wrong. Like I'm living beside the kindergarten here. It was kind of a blessing that, you see how I got this apartment. It was kind of a blessing, because it started like this. I divorced myself. Not easy to say that, but I had to divorce because it was tormenting. It was I don't blame the wife, no. It's not like that. It's but people that say the ex was a psychopath. It strikes me that that is just an excuse not to take some responsibility. So I took this responsibility and I left. So I got a kind of a little what do you call this? This apartment where the bear is staying during the winter time. A hive, or I don't know what it's called in English. It's we call it he. I don't mind to look it up. It's not important, but it's quite tiny, and in that I didn't thought that it was it would be so like a blessing. The first blessing I get to have this apartment, which was the first apartment I looked on. It never. What can I say? It was just a radiation of Ole. I will bless you, and that and my friend, his name is Atle. He was a pure blessing to me, and there were many people along the line. Maybe I don't want to mention them, but they know for a fact that I'm so happy about that. So I did the first step and the blessing came. And I got this apartment. I talked with the lady and I got it. I kind of liked it. It was so tiny, and kitchen. It was no kitchen there, but it was a cupboard. You open two doors and there were the kitchen. A burning stove and cleaning basin, and that was that. And I kind of, that was something very creative and very nice, and I got to come to Israel for the first time, and that was a pure blessing for me. So the blessing stood in a row. God provided for me, and I learned how to provide for myself. I think the degree of blessing is that you can bless yourself. You can do so much. You can stand there and ask, where are your blessings now, God? But when you start doing the first step, like the children, when they are able to stand, it doesn't take a long time before it like to walk. Maybe it's holding on to something, but in inspiration or the excitement to stand on 2 feet is inborn. Maybe, I don't know, but it's kind of creepy that you can stand on your feet. And one time I worked at a hospital as it was not a volunteer, but instead of military, I worked at the hospital. Just as a caretaker or something. Not much important, but I learned some lessons. And some sign, God-given sign, that there were some neighbors that was connected to the hospital there, and the lady, sweet lady, had her child outside, and and I got to take care of this child in a way, because it was crawling down the grass and lawn, and and I thought it had fell, so I just raised it up and let it stand on his or her 2 feet, 2 legs, and what do you know, the mother were there coming, maybe a little bit scared because of me, I don't know, but it started to walk. The child started to walk, and she said, commented on it, that is the first step this child have taken. So I was in my own world, in my own mind, just putting the child on its 2 feet, and then you are ready to go. I didn't think that it had never done that before. So it's kind of a natural. We can see the limitation in other people. We can do it, but it's not right. It's a cruel action. If you see some sick people or some crippled or handicapped people, don't look at them as that. Don't pity them. Don't look down on them. Don't raise your voice at them. Just be. It's like you. Who would you like you to talk something like that to you? No, it's not like that. People want to be treated normally. That's certain. So I got to come to Israel, and after some years, two years, I think 2.5 or something, I think it was 2.5. I had a very nice feeling, like, wow, how nice is it to stay close to the town. Everything is so easy peasy, and at the same time I got this kind of a blessing feeling. And it struck me, tomorrow you may be out. Life is not that certain. So it struck me with a kind of fear. It was very clear, and I remember it vividly. When I was thinking, oh, how nice, I can just lock the door and go to Israel. I can wash my clothes, and it's not no big deal. I can dry it here. It was very easy, very convenient. And I didn't pay for the, I didn't pay for the electricity, because I said, how do you divide this with the other apartment? How do you find it out? And she said, you have to, I can't charge you anything, so you will be off with it. So I told her it was not a complaint over the price, but how do you divide? Because he is really at home, and maybe I'm also absent, so how do you divide this bill? So, when I felt that, the day after I got this letter in my mailbox. That was a writing that you have to be out of this apartment within so and so, and I was about to go to Israel, and it was quite a tormenting feeling. What is happening? How the blessing turned around to be? So I got this mail and I read it, and I understood that I had to be out of this because she was to renovate the place, and maybe that was just an excuse. Because I complained about her son that was making a noise just beside, and I was talking she complained that I was talking in the phone inside my house. So she was sitting just outside, just to provocate me, sitting just outside, outside my kitchen window. So who would like that when you sit just right outside someone else's window? It was kind of a provocation that I am here, liberty. I am at liberty to sit wherever I want. If it's outside, just outside your kitchen window, you will have to know it. And I didn't attempt to provocate her in any way. And then I was looking for some new place to live. And I was not in that mood. I was never in that mood to to find some other rental place, because I'm preoccupied with very many different things. So I have no time for this kind of the kind of search. So I just looked, and it appeared that someone wanted to rent it out, and I went to visit, but it was nothing for me. But my lady friend, she was living close by, so she said that up in my place there is an apartment that you can stay in, and maybe you can buy it. So I looked at it. We went up and looked at it, and it was, wow, this is so nice. How can I get this? And it had been waiting for me for 3/4 of a year. No one bought it, but I bargained for it, and I got it. So this lady, a friend of mine, she have also been my some of my blessings. When people look at you, take you seriously, are being honest, then you want to keep them. You don't want to remove them as friends. No. So I was that kind of a child that wasn't minded of my lookout, my looks. In some way I am, but you see, the innocence of yourself. People are dressing up today, dress codes, this. You are mobbed, you are mocked, because you don't have the right equipment. And you want to have it better, you know, everything like that. It's a crazy world. Who would be in that race? I don't. It's very superficial, and it's a voice without words. It's kind of a awkward feeling altogether to be with those people that have this kind of atmosphere to them, that you have to be better than you are, and they look down on you in some way, and that's how people act today. They have no spiritual higher degree of humanity. There is no spiritual in it. You see, the voice is something you hear, but the words you have to transform. You have to you have to in some way confirm, but also comprehend. You have to be in tune with yourself in order to understand. And in that way, my friend, you can believe. The degree of understanding is a similar degree of believing. So you don't need books to do that. It's only the prejudiced people that need books, because they think that if I do this degree or another, I will be intelligent. It's a degree of misconception. It's a degree of limiting your own ability. Books will help. I don't dispute that. It's not bad. You have to understand the concept I'm talking about, because when people hear something, they just extract the bad, the not so good. So, what was this all about? To see the inner voice, to see like they said about God, Adam heard his voice, heard his footsteps. When you hear some footsteps, you know who they are. I learned how to know if it was my mother, dad, or someone else's footsteps by the sound of the rhythm, the way it was. So I got to understand things outside my own limitation. And when you have a feeling that I got back then, that the day after I got this letter that was telling me to end my occupation of this apartment, it's a very small apartment. I was happy back then, and now I'm very happy. I feel very blessed. I feel very honored just to be here, receive my kids, receive my friends, and to be able to have my own apartment, not waiting for a expiration date. But I hope and pray that I will get some larger apartment or something more convenient to stay in, because I need to do some work here, but I can't do it because it's not suited for that. So I ask you to just be with me in that wish that I could do, and I could show something more. It's not a selfish need. I don't think it's a selfish need to say that, but it's just a need, and I think it will reveal itself. Time will show. It's more profound than just hoping and wishing. I think the time is something you depend on, my friends. Keep a clear mind. Keep a sober mind in order to believe in time. When you are sick, you believe that you will be improving. It's kind of wrong if you die when you are sick. My girlfriend got corona, but I knew she will be good. Because time says something about that. It's good to have that kind of calm to yourself. That kind of, you don't worry. Jesus said something to that even the birds, they don't worry so much. They just receive what the nature are giving. They too believe in time. Every night, every morning, every day, every season, they do what they do. That's how they do it. So I'm happy for that, my friends, and I wish you all the blessings you can have. Believe in the time. Don't believe so much in God. Believe that He is real. He is real, within or outside every room, inside every room. Where you are, where you are not. So He drives the time machine, and keep the blessing day.